Bri and Georgia had been best friends since childhood. They had grown up in the same neighborhood, played in the same muddy streets, and shared dreams under the same night skies. But as they grew older, their paths began to differ. Georgia was always the bright one, clever, graceful, and hardworking, while Bri often found herself in Georgia's shadow. One crisp Monday morning, they both had an opportunity that could change their lives. They were heading to a prestigious company for job interviews. Georgia was applying for the position of an accountant, while Bri was aiming for the role of a cleaner. Bri masked her growing jealousy with a tight smile as they both got into a taxi. As the cab rolled toward the company, Bri's mind buzzed with envy. Why does Georgia always get the best? Why can't I have that kind of luck, just once? When they arrived at the tall glass building, Bri acted quickly. As Georgia stepped out, Bri pretended to help straighten her elegant dress. Wait, let me fix that hem, Bri offered sweetly. Unbeknownst to Georgia, Bri subtly tucked a part of her dress into the car door. Thanks, Bri. You're always looking out for me, Georgia smiled. But as the taxi drove away, a loud reep echoed across the parking lot. Georgia let out a gasp. Her beautiful navy blue dress had torn from the waist down, leaving her in nothing but her underwear and heels. Oh my God! Georgia cried, trying to cover herself. Bri acted shocked, though inside she felt a twisted sense of satisfaction. Don't worry, Bri said, reaching into her oversized handbag. I brought extra clothes, just in case anything happened. She pulled out a worn-out, baggy dress that looked more like a cleaning rag than interview attire. Georgia hesitated. Bri, I can't wear that to an interview. I'll look. It's this or go home and miss the interview entirely. Bri interrupted. With no other choice, Georgia took the dress and disappeared into the restroom to change. When she returned, looking like she just walked out of a laundry basket, Bri offered a reassuring smile and a pat on the back. But she wasn't done yet. As Georgia adjusted her clothes, Bri subtly swapped their CVs. By the time they walked into the company lobby, Bri held Georgia's perfectly written resume, and Georgia had Bri's basic and poorly written one. The receptionist called Bri in first. Nervously, but with Georgia's qualifications in hand, she entered the interview room. The panel was impressed by what they read, and even more impressed when she echoed things Georgia had once told her about accounting. Impressive background, the head interviewer said. You're exactly what we're looking for. Bri nearly fainted with joy as she was offered the accountant position on the spot. Then came Georgia's turn. As soon as she walked in, the room fell silent. The panel looked at her worn clothes, then at the poorly written CV in their hands. Miss Georgia, one of them said with raised eyebrows, we thought you were applying for the cleaner's position? Georgia blinked in shock. No, I'm here for the accountant role. Well, this resume says otherwise, and honestly, you don't look prepared for a professional interview. We have cleaning tasks that need to be done immediately. Do you still want the job or not? Swallowing her pride, Georgia nodded. I'll take it. Days turned into weeks. Bri sat in the air-conditioned office, spinning in her leather chair. But she quickly realized the accountant job wasn't as easy as she thought. She had no idea how to file reports, balance books, or even operate basic accounting software. Georgia, she would whisper when no one was watching, how do I enter this data? Georgia, mopping the floor nearby, would pause and quietly explain. Day after day, Georgia guided Bri through reports, formulas, emails, and software tricks. Bri took notes and nodded along, then submitted work Georgia had basically done. Every time the boss came to check, he would smile at Bri. You're a fast learner, he'd say proudly. Georgia would look up from scrubbing floors and just give a tired smile. One fateful afternoon. The boss was reviewing old security footage, looking into a case of a missing delivery package. As he clicked through the morning of the interviews, something odd caught his eye. He saw the scene in the parking lot. He watched as Bri deliberately tucked Georgia's dress into the taxi door. He watched her hand Georgia that ragged outfit, then swap the CVs while pretending to adjust her bag. The boss froze. His face hardened with disbelief and anger. Moments later, he walked into Bri's office. Georgia was there too, helping Bri again with sorting expense records. Bri, the boss said firmly, holding up his tablet, care to explain this? He turned the screen toward them, revealing the entire scene. Georgia gasped, her eyes filling with tears. Bree stammered. I can explain. No need, the boss cut her off. You betrayed your friend, deceived this company, and faked your qualifications. We don't tolerate fraud or dishonesty here. You're fired, immediately. Bree opened her mouth, but no words came. As security escorted her out, she cast one final, shameful glance at Georgia. Then the boss turned to Georgia. I'm sorry for what you've been through, he said gently. But I've seen the work you've done. You're talented, humble, and loyal. Everything we look for. You're the one who deserves that office. Georgia was speechless. Effective immediately, you're our new accountant. Let's get you into proper clothes and in your rightful place. Tears ran down Georgia's face, but this time they were tears of gratitude. She had lost everything that day in the parking lot. Her dignity, her interview, her best friend. But what she gained in the end was far greater. Truth, justice, and a future she had earned with her own hands.